Time now for an in-depth look at the market news this afternoon, and for that I'm joined on the line by Mr. Daniel Yu, global strategist at Yuanta Securities. Mr. Yu, thank you as always for coming on.
Thank you for having me on Friday.
So a big bounce back from yesterday's historic drop on the KOSPI. There's the 10 trillion won market stabilization fund plus the currency swap deal with America. What's the story in the markets today?
Yes, as you said, Korea and the United States have signed a U.S. $60 billion bilateral currency swap agreement. The central bank have said that on Thursday. And also the South Korea's vice finance minister on Thursday said that government is using all the possible global credit the measures to ease the credit crunch that's happening in Korea. With this kind of news, we have seen a very strong recovery of KOSPI. It is up 7.44% today. The KOSDAQ is up 9.20%. If you look at on the valuation basis, Korea's KOSPI is trading at even with this kind of rise at 0.6 times book value. And we're not seeing the earnings to turn negative at this point in time yet. Nevertheless, market was actually pricing and such. So clearly, there's no they're not really looking at the valuation. They're just basically selling in a panic mode. But with this stabilization in regards to the currency, as well as the bond market, that has triggered a very strong rebound. And hopefully this will last, even though there's still concern about the coronavirus incident.
Well, the currency swap, for one thing, does seem to have helped the won a bit, significantly actually, but it's still on the weak side. So to what degree are we going to see an effect from the swap?
Right. If you look at yesterday, it did go up even fairly close to 1,300 level. It was actually closed at around 1,280 kind of level. But now with the currency swap, we have seen a very sharp appreciation of won. And now it's closing at 1,241. Nevertheless, still it's fairly higher than what used to be. We think the fair level of the Korean won currency level is anywhere between 1,180 level to 1,200 level. So for the time being, the overall volatility will continue. But nevertheless, we think that the appreciation should do some more further rooms to move. We do think that this will probably stabilize close to 1,200 territories. Hopefully, this will have further stability to the equity market, as well as foreign net selling that we've seen in the last a month or so, a massive amount, over $20 billion worth.
To that point, the swap takes a little time to have its effect?
I'm sorry?
To that point, the swap takes a little time to have its effect.
Sure.
Right. Well, on Wall Street overnight, as we've been talking about, we saw a rise, but the smallest movement, I guess, we've seen in what feels like quite a while to the upside. Was this the stimulus?
Yes. U.S. stocks closed higher on Thursday following another sharp sell-off the day before. Basically, we have seen the Dow Jones close at the 3-year low. The overall market correction is anywhere between 30 to 35%. This is one of the biggest drop and the sharpest drop that we have seen. However, though, the fear of recession lasted, but nevertheless, there is a hope for the massive stimulus plans that major central banks and governments around the world are announcing. We estimate that total size of the boosting measure is as much as the 3.5% of global GDP, which is huge. This is unprecedented. It's one of the record level of the boosting measure that we have ever seen in history. So with the continuation of rapid cut in interest rate, as well as the fiscal budget boosting measures, clearly that is giving some room for the recovery in the stock prices. Right now, if you look at the U.S. futures market, Dow and NASDAQ are all up more than 4%. So therefore, we are looking into fairly strong today.
All right, Mr. Yu, we'll have to leave it there for now. Thanks so much for making time and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.